Give me a beat.
917 XFM.
Hi everybody, I am Raphael Gualazzi.
Dire sì, dire mai non è
I really like to respect the tradition, but by the way, I mean the kind of jazz I took inspiration from was very popular, like a jazz. It's very rhythmical, it's very danceable, and I think jazz represents the origin of all the modern music, and so we should always respect the tradition, and if we know the tradition we can enjoy also other kind of music, and at the same time an old style like that can just be renewed by the new sounds of pop music, funk music, rock music, and on and on.
Troverai solo me. Se mi fermo un attimo io non so più chi sei.
I always like to start from emotions that you can live in your life, just simply because the word is always between reality and fantasy, like is the title of my album. I like to talk about something that really happened in our society, but I always like to move to something more emotional and, like love, like love for life mainly. And, it's not very easy to describe. I prefer sometimes to leave the listener free to interpret the meaning of some emotion that probably music can communicate.
But all the world around me slips away and disappears.
Jazz wasn't very popular some years ago, but right now we are moving to a better sensibility with jazz, about jazz, because there are a lot of jazz musicians that broke the jazz cliche, just sharing their music finally with a big audience, and I think that's the real meaning, just to bring back the tradition to its own popularity in an elegant way. I'm not the first, I won't be the last, I hope. Someone did it consciously, someone else did it unconsciously, but the important is to really to know the history and the tradition, and you can just communicate it in a light way, probably, through some modern musics, to some modern form of art. If I have to describe my album, I can say simply that it could be a rainbow. Like I like different kind of music, and I try to mix it with the tradition, and sometimes you can have, for example, a Latin rhythm mixed with soul music. Sometimes you can have a stride tradition mixed with Italian typical melodical tradition.
E vedrai un'altra te, quasi invincibile, viva come non mai, ed è lì che tu mi avrai.
I always believe that the meaning of jazz is to just get free and enjoy life, and that's what I try to communicate with this album. Just talking about some stories and some sensation that I've had in my life.